Just a couple questions, Denny. In the mental health section here, we're taking away $170,000 for grants and bequests from patients' families. Okay, from the mental health portion of the budget, is that correct?
Could you repeat that? I'm sorry.
There's a section of the budget where some of the mental health institutions received $170,000 in grants and bequests from patients and patients' families. And the governor is now subtracting that amount from the budget and saying that that money is available so the state doesn't have to pay that, correct?
The governor gave it, and we took it as it was. That was his original statement, and we stated we didn't make any changes.
Okay, so we took that money out of their budget.
Yeah.
Now, next year, if they don't have those bequests...
The governor took the appropriation out.
Excuse me?
The governor took the appropriation out.
Oh, I understand that.
Okay.
But now, if we don't get the same, they don't get the same bequest next year, are we going to be adding that back into their budget, do you know? Is there any plans for that?
You're saying there's money, reserve money, is that true? Yeah. We would revisit it if that were to happen.
Okay. So in actuality, this was money that outside people or outside grants gave to us for the purposes of this.
Yes.
And in addition to the money that we budgeted.
Right.
So basically what this is now is a cut, again, to the mental health portion of the budget, correct?
Yeah. We don't think there was any money in the fund at this point, so we weren't taking anything away.
Okay. All right. Let's go to the $1.4 billion for adult services programs. Okay. That's $36.3 million less than last year, correct?
No. Oh, we didn't change that, and that was the way the governor had given it to us. And it's based on utilization.
Okay.
How much uses it, yeah.
Well, when you say the governor, you didn't make any changes.
Mm-hmm.
What you're saying is you adopted the governor's position.
Yeah,
on
we
this.
took the, yeah.
And so it's not only the governor's budget, this is also this house's budget.
Right.
Okay? So, I mean, when we're looking at it, so this house, or the majority in this case, agreed with the governor when they put this in, and we cut $36.3 million. Now, is any of this money dedicated to, like, adult daycare?
It's only for utilization, and that it does not cut anything from the patients. Does that answer the question?
Okay, well...
It's an administrative action.
Well, under this here, the Department of Health grants, okay, isn't it a fact there's a 5.6% cut directed at Alzheimer's programs?
Yeah. There's another bill for you. Yes, you're right, but that's in the aids to localities bill.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, is there any research showing that we have less people with Alzheimer's?
We restored many of the governor's cuts in putting into programs. In other words, where it affected people, we tried to restore, and I think we may have restored that one in another location. Nothing. Yeah, we restored 10%. It was cut at 10%, and we restored half of it, or 5%.
Okay, so just the Alzheimer's programs, later on we'll find out that there's a 5.6% cut.
I would say if I remember. Too easy.
I'm not going there.
Too easy.
Okay, people with developmental disabilities. All right, it's $606.1 million for institutional services programs, and same as the governor, and $96.5 million less than last year. Okay, for deinstitutionalization. So are we kicking people out of institutions again? I remember we did this back in the 80s, I believe it was, when I was a cop in New York City. That didn't work out too well for us. Are we going to be kicking people out of institutions now, the mentally ill?
Yeah. Well, we've been going over the years, we have been going through a position where we believe that we can do better than institutionalizing people by putting them in special homes, doing other things. So we've been doing that for a couple of years now. So we don't call it kicking people out, but we're changing the manner in which we're doing it, getting rid of the snake pit.
Okay. Thank you, Denny. On the bill?
Thank you.
On the bill, Mr. Graf.
Some of the most vulnerable people in our society are our elderly, especially those with Alzheimer's. And to sit there and cut back on programs for them affect many other things, as far as families trying to go to work and trying to save the state money, keeping their loved ones home and close. By cutting these types of programs, we're going to be forcing people to put their elderly parents into nursing homes. So there are times, and then there's going to be a bigger cost to the state. There are times when we do things that we're actually stepping over a dollar to pick up a dime, and this is one of those areas. I believe that